Hi guys, welcome to the second episode of this tutorial series. So in this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to apply materials and apply textures to our apartment. But before we do this, we have to fix two things I forgot in the last episode. To show you the first mistake I made, we have to go here and then just first of all, we have to tap into the edit mode, and then go here, scroll down, and then where it says normals, click onto the display face normal as lines button. Now you see there are little blue dots, just increase their size, and you can see that those blue arrows are pointing up. They're showing us in which way the face is facing. So, because this is an apartment and we are going to be inside of it instead of outside, we want all of them pointing inwards. So, how are we going to fix this? Pretty easy. Just go to Shading UV in this tab, and let me make Blender full screen. And then click on Flip Direction with all the ceiling faces selected. And now you can see that the blue arrows are pointing down. To actually see this, we can scroll into the apartment. Just make sure that you are in perspective mode. Again, if you don't know how to change your view into perspective mode, just press the 5 on your numpad. Or go down here in View and then press this. So now we can go into the apartment by either scrolling inside of it or moving around in the scene view by pressing Shift and the middle mouse button so we can pan around. So now you can see that all those blue arrows are pointing inwards. Okay, now that we fixed this. Oh, I did forget to put on screencast keys, so now you can again see what keys I'm pressing. Go here and just disable it. Okay, now the second thing I forgot to fix is we have to go into the object mode to fix this one. You can see that down here under scale it says X 20 because it's 20 on the X-axis, 10 at Y because it's 10 at the Y-axis, but it says 1 at Z, and we know that it is 4 at the Z-axis. So why is it? Actually, we want every one of these to say 1. This is very important when we are going to export this into Unity, because otherwise there are going to be some funky errors and we really don't want them. So to fix this, we're going to press Ctrl and A for apply, and then just apply the scale, or if you rotated the apartment for some reason or by accident, just click on rotation and scale. And now you can see that the scale is set to 111, and this error is fixed now. So now that we get all of these things out of the way, we can actually start with the first part of with the actual subject of this tutorial. So first of all, we want to apply all the different faces a different material. So you can't actually apply a texture, that means a picture of something, directly to a face. You first have to set a material for it, and then apply the material, and in the material you apply the texture. It sounds very complicated, but actually it's not that hard. So to do this, we go under the Materials tab and just press New. Now you can see that the whole apartment brightened up, and down here in the Diffuse tab you can start to change the color if you want. So you can see if I turn it into blue, the apartment turns blue. If I put it to a red, the whole apartment gets red. So if I put it back to white, so white is always 1, 1, 1. When you're dealing with an RGB, so red, green, blue color system like we do now. Yeah, so when applying materials, we have to think about how many materials are we going to need. So first of all, we are going to need a material for the floors. So let's call this material floors. Floor. And press this little F, because sometimes Blender doesn't save the materials for some reason. And if you press this little F, it's going to save them all the time. So press F and then just save. Now we have to think about what materials we are also going to need. So we are going to need a material for all the walls we have. So we're going to make a new one. Just click and call this wall. We're also going to need a material for the ceiling. So click on the plus, new, and then ceiling. Now we are also going to need a different kind of floor for the bathroom. So we make another material, click on this plus icon, new, and then call this floor underscore bathroom. Actually, it doesn't matter how you call them, just call them something that you can memorize. And that makes sense for you. Okay, now that we made our materials, we now have to apply them. So to make obvious what we are going to do, we are going to change the colors of all of this, So the floor is going to be our dark gray, because right now floor is the only material applied to the whole apartment. So the whole apartment is going to have the color that the floor material is currently having. Then we go to the wall material and give it a, I don't know, a yellow. Then we go to the ceiling and let's make the ceiling some kind of red. And for the bathroom floor, we are going to have some kind of blue. So now to apply the materials. We first tap into the edit mode. And now we are going to select every face that we want the material to be on. So of course you want a wall material to be on every wall. To do this, we are going to select every wall. So everything that's considered a wall. So even this, the faces inside of here are going to be a wall. So we just select them all. Yeah, I just messed up there. Remember to hold shift when you select another wall. Or face in this case. And just select all of them. We don't want the ceiling, of course. Did I grab? No, I didn't. Okay. So this is again going to take quite some while. So just take your time, listen to some music again, and just select every wall. As sometimes it starts to get hard to navigate around the scene in Blender. So sometimes you have to scroll out to be able to move around freely again. Or you can actually focus on your current selection by pressing the comma key on your num block. So if I do this, it's going to focus on my current selection. So now when I rotate with my middle mouse button, it actually rotates around my current selection. So just select all the walls. Select. And select this one. Select, and there's one up here. I think I forgot it on the other side as well. So just select it. Go inside of here and select the walls. Okay. And I think that should be all of them. I'm just taking a look from the outside. And now we go to the wall texture, material, and press assign. So now every one of the walls just turned yellow. So now we are going to do the same thing with the ceiling, but first I see I forgot to dissolve some faces. Just select all of them, press X and dissolve the faces. And now go up here and select all of the ceilings. Go to the ceilings material and press assign. Sorry. Now you can see the ceiling turned red. And now go to the bathroom, select the floor, and select floor bathroom and assign the material. So now we assigned all the materials, and now we can actually start, and always save, because when Blender crashes and you didn't save, you will regret it, especially after you did such a long task. Just save all the time. For you that don't know, Control S is the shortcut for saving. So now we're going to apply some textures. But before we can apply textures, we actually need some textures. So in the description of the video, I'm going to link to a little package I made with all the different assets we are going to use in the tutorial series. So just go ahead and download them. Not all of the not all of the textures are made by me, but I have a README file, and they're going to and it's going to tell you where I get all these different textures from. So now we to start texturing, there's a little triangle in the upper right hand corner. Just go with your mouse over it, and when your mouse turns into a little cursor, just start dragging and drag out another window. So now we have two windows. Take this thing in the middle, put it away, and now go down here and change to UV image editor. So now we are inside of here. So now we have to tell Blender how to wrap the texture around the face we have selected. This is called UV unwrapping. It's a very complicated process, but luckily for us, in case of walls and floors and ceilings and everything along these lines, it's actually quite easy. So to make a UV unwrap, just go to a wall. We are going to start out here and click. I'm going to drag this so that you can see what I do. Click here and press U, and then click on unwrap. And now you can see that there's a little square appearing. This is our wall, and we're going to do this with every wall. So just click on the wall, press U, and press unwrap. So we are going to do this with every single face. Again, I know it's pretty time consuming, but it's worth it, trust me. So just unwrap it. Now we have some kind of problem. You can see that this kinda looks weird, and we have to fix it. But luckily for us, there's another method to unwrap that is going to fix this for us. So if we press press U, and then click on Smart UV Project, and then leave everything at default, and press OK. You can see that it unwrapped it very nicely. So you could actually just use the Smart UV project on every one of these faces, but it really doesn't make so much of a difference in this case. So yeah, I'm just continuing to use it because reasons. It's really not that important. It just makes sure that we don't get any funky errors later on. So use Smart UV project, and then use Smart UV project. Just continue to do this with all the faces. And okay. Press OK. Press OK. Smart UV project. Just select all of this. Oops. Yeah, sometimes funny things happen and you don't know why they happened. So just continue. And grab this wall, grab it, grab. I would recommend that you have some kind of system to yeah, so that you don't have to double check every face. So for example, start out in the bathroom and just continue your way out to every other room. I'm just doing this kinda randomly, so if I forget a wall or two, just bear with me. You're just going to take your time and take as long as you need to make it very good. And yeah, that's pretty much all we're going to do for the rest of the of this video. So you could start watching the next tutorial if it's out. You could start watching another video. I don't care, you can even watch this video till the end. It's all up to you, but if you think you got the idea of what we are doing, just go ahead and do it on your own. Just continue to use the Smart UV project. And then we're going to make the doors in the next tutorial inside of Blender. And then when we did this, we are finally going to export this whole apartment to Unity and put together our level. And then we can finally start to add some game logic. And I think I only have to do this room, and then we should be finished. So okay, forget this one. And now if I click around, yeah, I think I got every wall and every floor and every ceiling and whatever. So just double check. Yeah, everything seems fine. Perhaps I'm going to just also use the Smart UV project on this first ones, just to be consistent. And okay. Yeah, so I think that's about it. And if I am able to grab this last one. So yeah, I think that's about it. And remember to save. And if you like what you saw, just please subscribe and leave a like. And please leave a comment, which would make me really happy. If you have any ideas on how to improve my videos, because this is my first tutorial series and I also want to learn from you what I can do better. Just leave them in the comment section below and I will read them and respond to them. So until next time,